This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello humans, and thank you for joining me in another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, smash the like button. Now, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode, Bullet Witch. Critics only gave it a 6.5. Oh, you know what that means? I gotta have it. Oh yeah. Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Today, we're gonna talk about Bullet Witch. That's right, but I wanted to do it from a different perspective, guys. You know, sometimes there's a difference between being just a gamer and being a collector. I am both. I consider myself to be both. I like playing games, even though I'm not very good at it, as you can see by my gameplay. But I like games. The way I collect games, it's similar to the way I collect, for example, I used to collect comic books. And that's because I'm an admirer of the art, of the creativity and the work that goes into making a game. Whether it works or not, whether it sells a lot or not, it really makes no difference to me. To me, it's more about admiring the ideas, admiring the concepts that inspired the game. And that is the reason I bought this game. Bullet Witch, when it came out, let me get comfortable here. I like getting comfortable. Oh yeah. When it came out, it wasn't well received, and in many ways, it's very justified. And on average, it received a score like about a 6, right? Except for Metacritic, they were a little harsh. They give it 4.5. In GamePro, when they were up to their shenanigans, you get a 3 out of 5. But you know what? I agree with them at this price point. Yeah, 3 out of 5 is fine. as a game to look back in history and what it took. And one of the things that really surprised me about this game is that I think, and it came before Bayonetta, guys. It came before Bayonetta, but there's a lot of Bayonetta in this game. And like I said, I don't know if they took the idea from this. I don't know why the similarities are, but they are there. You have witch shooting, demons, what have you. But that's pretty much where it ends. The game does have some unique ideas. Some of the characters that you're going to see on here. The one that sticks with me is the big brain that creates the force field. I know there's a meme of there waiting to happen. There has to be, right? Like when you give the first time you give your friend brownies, and true story. Well, let me go into the true story. Back in the day when I was younger, I had an RTD bus driver asked me to make special brownies for him, and I did. I was working at a cookie shop at the time, and he told me the ways of how to do this, and I started making them, for my friends. And one of my friends at a party had one and then got hungry and started eating more. That's how they ended up like this. Yeah, it was really bad. It's one of those when people get paranoid and they freak out. So they call the ambulance. This was a girl, by the way. Needless to say, that was the end of my baking career. I was scared, man. I was just a kid. I was 15, 16, around there. Anyway, guys, let's get back to Bullet Witch. Yeah, so, all the games, when you're collecting, not all the games are going to be, tense possible, right? If you're collecting. And there's people that just collect expensive games. They're maybe crappy games, but they're rare. That's not the way I do it. I try to find games that are unique, games that I admire for one reason or another, games that are hard to find, not necessarily expensive, but hard to find in the wild. And in the wild, I mean Craigslist and GameStop, basically, the game shops that are around me. But yeah, this is what Bullet Witch is. It looks like an unfinished game, right? There's just, for the size of the world, there should be more to do. There should be more power-ups. There should be more enemies. The AI should be a little bit better. But there's enough good ideas in here to make it playable for a collector. If you're a gamer, no. But if you're a beginner, right? If you're an older guy like me and wants to get into shooters, this would be perfect. Because, as you get older, and let me, burst your bubble, guys. No matter what anybody says out there, your reflexes do go down. This is a fact. Not only do they go down, depending on your family history, you might suffer from arthritis, which makes it a little bit harder to play. You have to take more breaks. Not that you can't do it, but it does pose a challenge later on in life. But, if you're learning, this is a great game to do it with. Now, enough talk about the game from my perspective. Let's get into the facts. Let's break it down. So I'm going to read you some Wikipedia information because that's not boring. Hey, but you know what? I donate to Wikipedia. I just donated my $2.75. Say no to Patreon. Say yes to Wikipedia. Don't feed the e-beggars, Not everybody's an e-beggar, by the way. I'm not completely opposed to all Patreons. I'm just opposed to these guys that just have like 17 subscribers and they're already open to Patreon. Man, that's just nuts. But anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into some of the gameplay. Let's get into some of the information. And let me show you a few of my favorite images from Bullet Witch. Oh, yeah. Alright guys, so let's learn some interesting facts about this game. Well, first of all, Bullet Witch in Japanese is Bareto Uichi. It's a third-person shooter, of course, you guys saw that. It was released in Japan in 2006, in Western regions 2007, right? The reason I'm telling you is I think it's an inspiration because this actually started development in 2004 for the 7th generation consoles. And it was developed by the same team that developed Ghost in the Shell, right? Back in the day. But I'm telling you, the similarities are there. It is an exact copy, no, of course not. But let's look at the synopsis of the game, right? In the wake of multiple supernatural disasters culminating in a demon invasion in 2007, Earth has become a wasteland, and by the year 2013, humanity is on the brink of extinction. Alicia Claus, a witch gilded by a demonic power dubbed the Darkness, enters a near-deserted American city. And that's the other thing about the city, guys. A lot of places in the city, and one of the things that attracted me to the game, look a lot like the outskirts of Los Angeles, some of the cities that I grew up in. And, I'm not talking about near Los Angeles, talking about, say, an hour outside of Los Angeles, more like the Riverside area, San Bernardino areas. There's a lot of, mountains and desert type parts with hills and stuff like that. And that's where this game takes place. Anyway, so this chick, basically Alicia, this lady, this woman, I'm sorry for those of you who are sensitive to 80s words, joins the rebellion. And she's out there trying to
kick some booty and liberate humans and help humans. And along the way, you can cast spells, you can help other humans. You have magic that you can use. My favorite, the one that you saw there, was the lightning, blowing up tanks. That's pretty cool. So there's a few things in here that might make the game entertaining for you, especially for the price. Again, guys, I mean, the games that I review are not high-end games. They're not games that you're paying $40, $50 for. These are usually $5 and less. Of course, I do play modern games, but I think that one of the things we miss when people look back at a game and say, well, this game is this or that or the other, yes, I agree. If you paid full price for this game, you should have been disappointed because there should be a lot more here. But if you're paying $5, for an old game, and you like to admire the art and the development of a game and the ideas that maybe were not fully developed, then, buying a game like this might be worth it for you.
So as you see, guys, the game is, a little underwhelming. But, for this price, on the 4 for $10, you can get it right now if you can find it. That's just the deal. This is not a game that you're going to find easily, right? There's just not a lot of copies out there, especially complete in box with your manual, of course. I miss manuals, that. This whole not having manuals it hurts me a little bit. I have to say, on this generation, it hurts a little bit. But anyway, guys, as you can see, it's just part of my collection, something that I wanted to add to the Xbox 360 because I think it's an interesting game. I believe that it's an inspiration for other games. Bayonetta. But yeah, if you can find it out there, and if you can appreciate the game for what it is, understanding that, it does have quite a few challenges, but it will give you some minutes of entertainment, and for, $2.50 or $5, hey, why are you complaining? Alright guys, I will catch you on the next one. Remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's build the channel, baby. Come on. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click the notification bell, and remember, never be afraid to be happy. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.